Hello, my happy readers. It's Bedtime Stories with Issy. We are reading the magical Advent calendar written by Fiona Simpson-Stober. Now, it's the 19th of December, which means it's day 19. Are you ready to turn the page? The magical Advent calendar, day 19. As Ayria was waking up this morning, she was starting to get very excited. She could feel that it was getting closer and closer to Christmas. She just loved Christmas time. She loved the fact that people came together. She loved the fact that people got together. She loved the fact that people would write cards with lovely words and share precious gifts with each other. She really loved the fact that at Christmas time, once everything was ready, the world started to slow down. Then, on Christmas Eve, when the shops closed, that was it. It was time to enjoy what everyone put so much effort into preparing. As she was waking up, she was thinking about Christmas. She was remembering being a little girl and how she would start writing her Christmas wishes down in summer. She laughed to herself, remembering one year when she wrote a letter to Father Christmas that had 2 whole pages of wishes on it. She walked towards her calendar and looked for door number 19. Ayria tucked her finger behind the door, and as if by magic, she fell backwards. A force stronger than anything she had ever felt before had thrown her to her bed. She stood up again and stared at her mirror. The calendar was nowhere to be seen, but her mirror started to glitter and to sparkle. She was mesmerized by the beauty of what she was seeing. She could hear little voices, but she couldn't see anyone. The colours were spectacular, like nothing she had seen before. The green was warm and soothing. She immediately felt calm. Then she looked again and could see tiny little flowers on the floor of the forest that was slowly emerging out of her mirror. A path started to flow towards her, out of her mirror and towards her feet, and then she heard that beautiful again. Ayria, come on, I will show you the magic of Christmas. Slowly she walked towards her mirror. She just followed the path. Suddenly, there was a wind behind her and she fell into a spiral. It was so exciting. It felt like being at the fair. She was screaming and laughing, and then, with one almighty bump, she landed on the bouncy mushroom. She looked at herself. Her clothes had changed. She was in the most adorable green dress with silver buttons. Her hair had matching ribbons and her shoes were so shiny she could see her own reflection in them. They were her dearly loved crystal snowflake shoes. As Ayria landed in Nashim, she couldn't see or hear anyone. She jumped off the mushroom and had a little look around. There was not a trace of anyone anywhere. Ayria looked to see if there was a note or a sign of where Micky could be. There, hanging on the mushroom, was a golden note. As Ayria approached it, she realized it wasn't a piece of paper. It was a very beautifully preserved golden leaf, a leaf that had fallen from the trees in autumn, and it was now being used as paper. Ayria carefully held it in her hand and read it out loud. Dear Ayria, I am very sorry that the Snow Angel and myself cannot be with you today. We have an emergency. We have to dilute the clouds before acid rain falls down on the earth. We're with Mother Nature. See you tomorrow. Make yourself at home. Lots of love, Micky and Snow Angel. There it is again, Ayria thought to herself. That problem with pollution. Will we ever learn? Ayria had learnt about acid rain in school. She knew that it was caused by air pollution. If only we had more opportunities to use alternative forms of energy. We really need to learn more about it. She wondered what the Snow Angel and Micky were doing to help Mother Nature. Look here! Ayria could hear someone but couldn't see anyone. I am here, on the ground, next to your snowflake crystal shoe. Ayria looked down, and there on her shoe was a tiny little fairy. She was so sweet. She looked so fragile. Ayria bent down to pick her up onto her hand, and she squealed, "Don't touch me, please! I am delicate, like a butterfly. If you touch my wings, I will dissolve." Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Ayria felt awful. Just look in my mirror. Ayria looked down to see the little fairy holding a mirror. As Ayria started to look into it, it grew and grew. Suddenly, it was like watching a big screen at the cinema. Ayria could see all of the emissions polluting the air. Then she could see how the rain becomes acidified with poisonous gases. Then it rains and the ground loses its nutrients, which harms the trees and the forests. Then she looked. She could see the Snow Angel and Micky helping to build up huge solar farms and wind farms. They were offering alternatives, which in turn would reduce the air pollution and reduce the acid rain. Then the ground would be filled with nutrients again, and the forests would be healthy. It really was all about balance. Thank you, little fairy. I am sorry, I do not know your name. Thank you for sharing that with me. The little fairy, with her perfectly formed orange wings, flew back into the forest of Nashim. Ayria sat admiring her as she flew. Ayria hadn't really left her bouncy mushroom today. She lay her head back to lie down, and she opened her eyes back in her bedroom. She looked at day 19 of the calendar. It was a picture of the most beautiful purple butterfly she had ever seen. Well, this side of the calendar, that is. Oh, what an interesting and magical day 19 was. Ayria didn't really go further than her mushroom, but she learned so much more about acid rain and pollution. But she also learned that there are alternative forms of energy. I wonder, what could you find out about pollution and how we could maybe help to stop it? I also wonder, what adventure awaits Ayria on day 20. I hope you've enjoyed this Shed Time story, and if you want to, you can like, share, follow and subscribe to Shed Time Stories. Then you will be ready for the next story for us to share together. Bye-bye.